Welcome back to White Mountains Livestock. In this episode, we're just going to go over a few terms regarding pigs. What's the difference between a pig and a hog? Well, stay tuned and you'll find out. White Mountains Livestock. Like I said in the intro in this episode, we're going to go over some terms regarding pigs. You know, things such as what's a barrow, what's a gilt, what's a sow, what's the difference between a gilt and a sow, what's the difference between a pig and a hog. So let's just cut right to the chase. So basically, a pig is any swine that's less than 120 pounds. So my girls over here, both of them right around Tidbit I think is right around 350. Miss Piggy, she's between 450 and 500 pounds right now. Those are hogs. Now we got two babies over here that we're getting ready to get moved over as soon as I get the pen built over here. Now those are pigs. Now piglet is a term that's not really used a whole lot within the swine community. That's something most people not in the community use to identify a baby pig. So, since they're less than 120 pounds, they're a pig. So next is, what's a gilt? Well, a gilt is a female hog that has not been bred. She's never had a litter of babies. A sow is a female that has had babies. So, the difference between a gilt and a sow is a gilt has not had babies and a sow has. Pretty easy, right? This stuff's real easy to find, actually. So, the next one is, well, what's a barrow? Well, a barrow is a male hog that has been cut. So, he's castrated, doesn't have his twins anymore. That's a barrow. A boar is a male hog that is untouched. So he's fully intact, has not been castrated, still has both of his boys, and can breed. So that's simple, right? Barrow, uncut or cut male. Boar, uncut male. Gilt, unbred female. Sow, bred female. Pig, anything of the swine variety less than 120 pounds. Hog, anything of the swine variety, 120 pounds and over. That's simple. So, the next one is, you know, I get people, they ask once in a while, well, when should I breed my hog? Well, typically, if it's a female, you don't want to breed her much until she's about 300 pounds. Now, on average, when a hog has a litter, it's about 13 babies in that litter, so 13 pigs. That's a lot of wear and tear on the body. Now, pigs or hogs, they're like clockwork, right? They go in a cycle every 28 days. Their gestation period is 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. They're like clockwork. 3 days after you wean a litter, that sow goes into heat again. You don't necessarily want to breed them that fast. You want to give their bodies time to recover from all the stresses of childbirth. Just like with people, it puts a lot of strain on the body. And you don't want to subject that to your sows. It's just not right. Now, a lot of your big mass production farms, they will. Okay, they'll breed them as soon as possible. Bam, that's because all they want to do is knock out 10 babies, get them fed, get them up to market weight with use of hormones and all that kind of stuff, and get them out. The faster they can get them out, and the more they can get out, the more their profit margins are going to be. The big thing is feed costs when you're raising hogs. It's your biggest expense is your feed costs. Now, typically with babies, with hogs in general, up until about 6 months, you increase their feed by about 1 pound a month. So, and this is just a general rule of thumb. So a 1 month old pig, you're going to feed about 1 pound of feed a day per pig. Once they get to 2 months, you're going to go to 2 pounds a day. 3 months, 3 pounds a day. And that's going to continue up until they get to about 6 months old. at which point they're going to hit 6 pounds of feed per day per hog. Then it's going to stay that way. Now, if you have a female and you're going to breed her, once she's bred, so pregnant and nursing sows need more feed. Those babies, they're pulling a lot of the nutrients and stuff that they're eating, so you want to increase that feed to keep them healthy, keep the babies healthy. So at which point, usually you go up around 10 pounds or so per day for a pregnant or lactating sow. So it's pretty simple. So hogs, it really depends on what you feed them as far as what their feed cost actually runs. Now with ours, all of ours are grain fed. We use a combination of grains to make sure that they get the vitamins and minerals and the nutrients that they need to be healthy, happy hogs. Our girls, they're happier than a pig in a new waller, right? They love it. I come out, we give them attention. You know, we love them, scratch them behind the ear, all that kind of stuff. And that serves two purposes. One, it makes them a lot safer for you to go in when you got to clean that pen, or when you need to do something with them. They get hurt, they're sick, you need to check them out, or you need to get a vet out. Okay, it makes it a lot easier to handle them because you've been handling them from the time that they were, born on. Second, it's pretty much the big one, but they're extremely intelligent animals. They utilize a single location for all of their waste. So when they got to use the restroom, they go to one area, they do their business, whichever end it needs to come out of, and then they sleep in another area. They won't use the area that their restroom is to sleep in, to eat in. They don't like that, okay? Pigs are actually very clean animals. But they love mud holes because they are unable to sweat. So when they get hot, they can't sweat to cool themselves down, so they got to roll in mud or something like that to cool their body temperatures down, which is why pigs like mud. It helps them regulate their body temperature. So that's about it for this episode. I just wanted to throw it real quick. These are some things that I've seen. There's a couple other terms and stuff that you might want to know about. Following is one. Following is a process that's used in a lot of your corporate-owned feedlots for finishing hogs. Now we finish them here on the ranch, and then we send them directly to processing. So we don't send them off to a feedlot to have them finished. From the time they're born or they're weaned, and we get them, to the time they go to the plant for processing, they're with us, start to finish. So we know exactly what they're getting, if they get hurt, if they get sick. We know everything about these pigs from start to finish. So it helps us provide a better quality pork for our customers. But a lot of your corporate-owned feedlots, they'll use a thing that's called following. So they'll take the cattle, they'll move them out of the feedlot and go off to the plant for processing. And then what they'll do, instead of going in and shoveling all that manure out with a tractor, with a shovel, whatever, they'll turn the hogs loose in there. The hogs will go in there, they'll eat all that up. Then they'll go off to processing. Well, recently, I just saw this the other day, CNN posted something, yesterday actually on Facebook, or day before. It's now legal for your meat to have traces of fecal matter in it. Now, in layman's terms, that means you're allowed to have crap in your meat. What the hell is that about? That is nasty. Now, the plant that we use for all of our processing is Arizona Department of Agriculture inspected. We've actually gone through and taken a close look at their processes, their cleaning, everything else. Because at the end of the day, we have to stand by the quality of our product. So with our hogs, when we sell them to somebody, whether it's a package of pork chops, a package of bacon, a ham, tenderloin, sausage, or a whole or half hog, we stand by the quality of that product. To do that, we have to know the processing plant. We have to know their procedures, their methods, their cleaning. We have to know all of that, because all of that's going to have a slightly different effect on the quality of the end product. So they're good. They're very good about their cleaning. They you don't have to worry too much about fecal matter being mixed up in your pork, at least when it comes from us. But that's another reason that fresh farm-raised pork is so much better. You don't get the hormones. You don't get all the antibiotics. You don't get all of that garbage that goes into this corporate mass-produced stuff. Now, I'm sure most of you have been to the store. You've got a package of pork chops, come home, threw them on the grill. Was a happy camper, right? Because everybody loves pork chops, just like everybody loves bacon. But here's the difference. The flavor in store-bought pork is muddled. Okay, it's a lot more of a bland flavor. With fresh, it almost tastes, for lack of a better explanation, it almost tastes cleaner because it doesn't have all that garbage in it. You know, like you guys probably saw, I think 2 videos ago, we just took one off the processing about a month ago. We got it back about 2 weeks ago, and we ended up with about 200 pounds of pork. Now, he was a little bit tougher than what we like, and that's just because we let him go a little too long. And the feed we had him on, just there's a few different variables that, you know, contributed to that. But, you know, we got all that straightened out now. But we got 200 pounds of pork back from him. I mean, he was about 450 pounds live weight. Miss Piggy right now, she's right around 5, so we're probably going to end up a little bit tougher on her. But that's okay because you can cook it and you can break that down, get those fibers and that meat broke down, still get a little bit tender. But, you know, it's one of those things, the flavor's better, it's so much healthier for you, for your family. And yes, it might cost a little more, and I will tell you why. For me as a small-time pork producer, okay, I have to pay more for my feed than your large corporate-owned operations do. Because they can go and they can buy 60, 70, 80, 100 tons at a time. I can't do that. For me to go out and spend that and spend $15,000 on feed, that's kind of crazy. I can't afford that. Okay? I don't know too many people just have that kind of money just laying around. So most people can't afford that, especially your small-time producers. So because of that, you know, we end up having to pay a little bit more for feed because we're doing it in smaller amounts. So if we go over to Tractor Supply and we're going to get some wheat middling, right, for these guys, it's about $15 for a 50-pound bag here in Arizona, okay, at our local Tractor Supply. Well, because we're only buying 1 or 2 bags at a time, we're not getting big mass bulk discounts and all this other stuff. We're not working out deals with these producers and with these retailers. So it costs us more money, which is why that cost going back to the consumer, to you, is a little bit higher. Now you're going to get a better feed. You're going to get a better hog. You're going to get a better finished piece of pork. But that's why the cost is typically higher. We don't have the money to go out and buy massive amounts of property and all these buildings and all this. You know, you've seen it 100 times. You know, our hogs are out here. They're out in the elements. They're outside. They've got shade from a tree over here so they can get into the shade. They've got, you know, water, food, the things that they need to stay healthy, safe, because we have a ton of coyotes running around here. Although these two, they'll take out some coyotes. But our overall costs are higher. So unfortunately, that gets passed on to the consumers so we can even make enough to stay afloat. Anyway, guys, I hope that answered a few of your questions. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you have any other questions you'd like answered, anything livestock, ranch related, stuff like that, I'm more than happy to answer those questions for you. Just let me know in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, hit that little bell icon so you're notified whenever I get another video uploaded. All right, thanks you guys for watching. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day.